Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video I am going to be predicting my championship table for the upcoming season on what I think it's going to look like at the end of the season. So we're going to start off with bottom at 24th, go all the way up to the top into first place. We're going to go in that order, and I'm just going to be predicting for the 2021/22 season where the teams will place. So this is just based on my opinion. I've tried my best for what I think is going to happen, but it's really tough to get the exact placement. But here we go. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to be making my Premier League version of this, which will be released in a few days' time, hopefully. So let's start. 24th place, I've got the newly promoted side, Peterborough United. They've got a good squad. They did really well in League One last season. Got some pretty impressive results, but I just feel like they won't be able to survive. They'll go straight back down again, in bottom place, and it's whether or not they can come back up like a yo-yo side or not. But I feel like if in order to progress in the Championship, and then obviously the aim in the Championship is try to get promoted to the Premier League, they're gonna have to get some good players in, and they need to spend their money well. But at the moment, I'm going to say they're going to go straight back down again. In 23rd place is another side that was promoted. That was through the playoffs, and I have gone for Blackpool. Again, I'm being fair here. I'm being neutral. I don't think they have a squad good enough to survive in the Championship. They might just be able to stage an escape and maybe finish just outside the relegation zone, maybe in like 21st spot, something like that. But no, in my 23rd spot, I have gone for Blackpool. And then finally going down with Peterborough United and Blackpool in that third and final relegation spot. In 23rd place, I have gone for Huddersfield Town. It was really coming this. They went from being in the Premier League to doing decently in the Championship, and then they just lost so many good players. I don't know what happened, and now they're finishing in near the relegation spot in the last few seasons, and I don't think they're going to be able to survive. They again need to get some players and stage a comeback and prove everyone wrong that they can actually fight to get back promoted into the top division of football. I've got them going down into League One. Okay, just surviving relegation zone now. We're just getting into bit of a shaky position. In 21st place, I have gone for Bristol City, another team that is decent but didn't do the greatest last season. So again, I know it's been a very tough season for last season, no fans allowed in, and that could make a full load difference for this upcoming season. But just going off recent form, they're still going to be in the Championship according to me. Very almost not surviving. Pretty poor place actually where I've put them, Bristol City in 21st, but it is what it is. As we continue on to 20th place now, which is the third and final team that was promoted into the Championship from League One, and in 20th place I have put Hull City. They are a decent side. They got relegated 2 seasons ago from the Championship, and it went down to the final day, and it was very tough. And they're a good side. and it's always tough on the last day of the season. It was between Derby County and Sheffield Wednesday, just gone. We'll have to wait and see where I've put Derby County in this. Yeah, I think they'll stay up, Hull City, in 20th spot. I think they've got a good enough squad to stay in, although they have been hit with a ban, so they're not allowed to buy any players in this summer transfer window. They are still allowed to get loan deals, and they are still allowed to purchase players that are currently free agents and do not have a club currently. So that is a bit of a blow for Hull City, but I still think they'll stay up in 20th place. In 19th place, I've gone for Derby County, just surviving on the last day of last season, and I do think Derby County can stage a bit of a comeback here. They get some decent players in, and they can survive. Very simple. Derby County are a championship club, really, and they're going to stay in it by quite a bit here. I don't think they'll be fighting for relegation, but I do think they'll be in the bottom half of the table. And that moves us on to our next one, 18th spot. That is a team that is always in the lower half of the table in the Championship. It is Birmingham City that I have gone for in 18th place. Now in 17th place, I have gone for Luton Town. And now Luton Town is a team that almost got relegated 2 seasons ago, but then did absolutely superbly under Nathan Jones, the ex-Stoke City manager. Came back to Luton Town and he started doing brilliant things with this club again. I do think that they'll slip down a little bit from last season, but I still think they are now a team that can do well in the Championship, and I don't think they're going to get relegated into League One for quite some time now. So Luton Town have lost quite a few of their good players. Their striker Collins, thank goodness he's not playing for Luton. From a Preston point of view, managed to get a hat-trick against Preston in a 4-0 win, and also scored the winner. And the return game to Deepdale, that was a 1-0 win as well. So not a big fan of Collins from a Preston point of view, but he's a good striker, and I do think Luton Town will miss him, but I still think they'll stay up. Okay, in 16th place, this might surprise a few of you. In 16th place, I have gone for almost promoted to the Premier League. They managed to get in the playoffs. I've gone for Barnsley in 16th place here, and I only think that this is the only team that there was a positive from during the lockdown for the stadiums, no fans allowed in. I genuinely think that Barnsley play better without their fans, and I know it's a really weird statement really to say, and it's a pretty, I don't know, sad statement to say, because obviously fans are going to want to watch their team play, but if they know that they play better when they're not in, it's a bit of a hard one, that, isn't it? So I really don't think that Barnsley are going to do that well as they did last season. I think there's going to be a few players that might move on, and yeah, I've put them 16th place. Still in that mid-table spot, not going down, but still they want to be pushing for that promotion playoff again, just like last season. I don't think they will, though. I know they'll miss out by quite a bit. Okay, that moves us on now to 15th place, which I have put Nottingham Forest, a team really that are mid-table, almost got into the playoffs a few seasons back when they finished 7th. Since then, they've not really looked likely to start pushing for it. I do think they will eventually get into the Premier League. That is definitely something that Nottingham Forest will do in the upcoming seasons. Just not this season. I think they'll be mid-table. Maybe a few seasons' time, get some good players in. Just like Brentford did with Ivan Toney. They brought a striker in from League One, and we all know how that turned out. There was the likes of Arsenal and Leicester City interested in him. But he got promoted to the Premier League, and he's playing Premier League football with Brentford now. One of the top goal scorers in the Championship for quite some time, really. He's broken quite a few records in the Championship, and it was a brilliant signing from Brentford to get him in. Okay, in 14th place, I have gone for Reading. Now, Reading, again, was a team that was first place in the Championship last season for the first, good 10 matches. They won every single game. And then what happened? They ended the season in 7th place, just outside the playoff zone. And I don't know what happened, really. And Reading, for me, are a really good side. They can challenge for that playoff zone, but it comes in waves. So one season they'll do mid-table, the next season they're going to be fighting right up there, then they're going to drop down again. I think it's this season that they're just going to finish comfortably mid-table in 14th place. Just above them in 13th place, I have put Blackburn Rovers. Again, a side that does well, scores a lot of goals, doesn't get many results though. Not enough points to help them fight for the promotion spot. So yeah, again, another mid-table team. In 12th place, another brilliant side. I have gone for Coventry City. Now, they got promoted from League One last season. I thought they would survive, I think. Can't remember what I said actually, but I thought just surviving for Coventry City. But they actually did really well and finished mid-table. I think it was around 14th place that they finished, just below Preston. For last season, and Coventry City, they're going to do really well this season. They're going to place higher up, in my opinion, and finish bang on in the middle of the table in 12th place. It'll be a really good season for Coventry City. Moving on to 11th place now, I have gone for Middlesbrough. Again, a team that's been in the Premier League since they've come down. They've been fighting to get back into the Premier League. That hasn't happened yet, and I do think that they'll be in a good, respectable, just in that top half of the table in 11th place. Again, probably not what Middlesbrough want to know, will want to hear. They want to be hearing that they're going to be in the playoffs and they're going to get promoted back into the Premier League through Wembley. But I don't think that they will. From the other teams that we've got here, moving on, in 10th place, we've got one of the first Premier League teams that has been relegated. That is Sheffield United. They had a pretty poor season last season in the Premier League, and I think that will continue. Quite a few players will leave Sheffield United now that they've been relegated, and I don't think they're going to get back up into the Premier League, because Sheffield United was a team that went from League One to the Championship to the Premier League. I don't think they'll do the reverse thing from the Premier League to the Championship to League One, but they'll finish in mid-table in a solid 10th place. And Sheffield United now, I think, are going to be a Championship club for a few seasons before they can start challenging for the Premier League again. Probably not what Sheffield United fans want to hear, but you go in the Premier League. Your first time, you almost got in Europa League. The second season, you absolutely flopped. Like, you almost broke Derby County's 12-point record, but in the end, you did pick it up towards the end of the season, but still not enough to save yourselves. Okay, 9th place is Queen's Park Rangers, another side that's always aiming to get in the playoffs, that doesn't quite get in there. I think they'll have quite a good season next season for Queen's Park Rangers, and yeah, I've put them 9th place. In 8th place now, I have gone for Stoke City. A really good side, again, another Premier League side that's got themselves stuck in this Championship league, and I think it'll be pretty tough now from around 8th place to that 3rd place for all those like playoff teams who will make it in the top 6. It's going to be pretty tough, and I think Stoke City will just finish out of it. They've got some really good players. There are a few players moving into the Premier League now, and that's changing my mind to I don't think they'll quite make it. But yeah, and that's who I've got in 8th place. Now, in 7th place, I have gone for quite a shocking team. I've gone for Millwall, that are just going to finish outside of the playoffs. And Millwall had quite a good season last season, and I think if they keep on getting some results like they were last season, I really think that they can do well this upcoming season. And I have just put them finished just outside the playoffs in 7th place. You're going to have a really good season next season, Millwall, in my opinion. Okay, there we are, playoff time, top 6. And if you haven't noticed, Preston North End I have not mentioned yet. In 6th place, I have gone for Cardiff City. Really good team that just missed out again last season to get in that playoffs. Another team that has been in that Premier League and are fighting to get back into the Premier League. They're going to make it into the playoffs this time. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see again if they do manage to make it into the playoffs. Will they be able to get promoted? So yeah, Cardiff City always in that top spot, looking to get back into the Premier League ever since they got relegated. I don't think they've ever had a bad season that they've finished but below 12th place in the bottom half of the table since they got relegated. And yeah, I think they'll make it into the playoffs. Okay, in 5th place, it is finally time. I promise there might be... I'm trying to be fair as possible here. But in the end, I have put Preston North End in a pretty solid playoff place. Preston's time has come. They have been hoping to get back into the first division of football ever since they left it back in 1960. It's been so long. It has been 60 odd years since we were last in the top division of football, and we have never been in the so-called Premier League since it was renamed from the first division top flight of English football, but it's still the same league, just with a different name. So we've never been in it since it was renamed to the Premier League, but finally we're going to get back up, hopefully through the playoffs. Anyway, the reasoning for this is there's loads of people that think Frankie McAvoy, the new Preston manager since Alex Neil left, is not going to do really well in his first season. But ever since he took over from Alex Neil, he managed, out of 8 games, he managed to get 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, I think the statistics were around them. And he finished the season off with not losing his last 5 games, with 4 wins and 1 draw. And it was a really good, solid finish by Preston, not losing. The only loss was against Brentford when they smashed us 5-0, but they are a really good side and hence why they got promoted into the Premier League. But that is the only loss so far for Frankie. And then we got a draw with Norwich City, which got promoted to the Premier League from first place. To get a 1-1 draw with them was brilliant. And I think he's going to do absolutely superb and continue where he left off with the side. Again, the other people could be right and he could fail under his first season and end up quite like 15th place maybe. But no, I have gone for 5th place because I've got a little bit of belief in Preston now. We've got a new side, new manager, new tactics, new formation, and yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Okay, 4th place now, just missing out really on the top 2. Again, it's another team that fights for automatic promotion. I've gone for Swansea City in 4th place. In 3rd place, I've gone for Fulham, just got relegated from the Premier League. And yeah, it'll be quite interesting. I think they'll finish in the playoff zone quite strongly, just like they did when they got promoted into the Premier League. But Fulham aren't really the best side. They come up and down every year. 2nd place, Bournemouth, got the new manager, Scott Parker from Fulham. He's now the Bournemouth manager, and yeah, he's going to do really well for Bournemouth, and he's going to get them into the Premier League through a 2nd place spot, which only leaves one team left. Finally, we've made it through. We've got, if you haven't worked it out, the final team that was relegated from the Premier League. They're going to come straight back up, winning the league, is West Bromwich Albion. They have a really good squad and they're going to go straight back up. Okay, there we go. That is the full 24 teams that I have predicted for the championship table, how I think it's going to look. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon with a Premier League version of this. Fortunately, I only have to say 20 teams in that and not 24. But yeah, I'll see you all soon. Bye.